I need to change the conversation. Welcome to your Daily Whisper. I'm Kara Bradley. For the last 6 years, I have been publishing many, over 500 episodes. And I came to a full stop a few weeks ago. If you noticed, I have been publishing a few reruns over the last few weeks, and not daily either. And that's because I need to change the conversation. For me, I so value your ear. I thank you for being here. But something happened to me a couple of weeks ago, and it's been happening. Listen, we are all in major shift right now. I mean, this world, the energies, the movement, the storms, the political uprising. I mean, you can't help but feel like the ground is shaking beneath you. And I had a wake-up call a couple of weeks ago that completely burst my bubble. Thank goodness. Man, I was so ready for it. I'll tell you a little story. So I was visiting with a friend, a great friend. I will not name her because we're going to be doing some fantastic things together, and you'll be hearing about her very soon. But we had met halfway. She lives in Boston, I live in Maine, and we met halfway on a gorgeous fall day. And we took a long walk, and I needed to stop to do a Facebook Live for my new Facebook group that I had started called Own Your Power. I was doing live trainings on Fridays. And I sat there, set up my little selfie stick, and she sat next to me, off screen, off camera, and I pressed live, go. And I started talking about that week's subject. I don't even know what it was. Within the first 3 seconds of speaking live to the camera with having a witness there, a witness who has known me for over 20 years. We've done a lot of things, very similar paths. I felt so exposed. I felt like I was naked. I knew within 3 seconds that what I was saying was just so not masterful. Oh my gosh, it was so painful. I don't know if you've ever had a mirror held up to your face like that. I felt completely exposed. And so I finished out my training, which was about 15 minutes. And I looked at her and I smiled. And I said, well, that sucked. And she didn't say anything. She didn't have to say a word. What I knew in those first 3 seconds was that I was recycling material. And I had been recycling material over and over and over again. And all she said when she opened her mouth was, seriously, are you still talking about this? And I let out some words that I won't say right now because then I have to make this a explicit podcast, which who cares? But my friend, what I realized was that I have been pushing content out, teaching. I have been teaching non-stop for over 20, 30 years. And I recognize that if all I do is push content out, I'm never going to have the opportunity to really listen and to craft what's coming through me. This may or may not make sense to you. Doesn't matter. I don't care. All I care about is that if I open my mouth from here on out, from this day forward, from this episode forward, if I press record, it has to be fresh and not recycled material that I've been talking about for decades. I have some work to do. I have some work to do in letting go of the past, in letting go of stories, and dropping old roles that I've played, what I've studied, who I've studied with, all that BS. I'm so over it. And so I just want to say to you today that I am committed to not just doing 5 podcasts a week. I will record a podcast when I am inspired to share something new, when I am inspired to bring you the best of me, not just a bunch of noise. I will not add to the noise out there. There's enough out there. You just open up your phone. I so believe in our capacity as human beings to awaken to a potential that is going to blow our minds. And that's all I want to talk about. How do we do that? How do you do that? How do I remember that intelligence? Remember that impulse? Remember that fierce love? I've got to change this conversation and get past self-help, self-care, empowerment BS. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And if you can decide not to continue to listen, that is absolutely fine. If you decide to continue to listen and support me and just be okay and patient with whenever I decide to press pause or press record, thank you. And then the last thing I want to say is that I am going to be opening up my schedule to some one-on-one coaching. I haven't done it in years. I've been asked and I have said no, but I'm ready. I'm ready to get knee to knee with a couple of people, a couple of clients. If that's you, if you are curious, then all you need to do is reach out to me. Email me, Kara@karabradley.net, and just say, tell me more. That's all. No commitment. Okay, I needed to get this out. It's been a couple of weeks in the making, and I don't know what's next. It has to be that way in order for me and you to stay out there on the edge of possibility, on the edge of what's emerging for all of us. We've got to stay fresh. And sometimes it's going to be clumsy. I think it's probably going to get more clumsy. And so once again, thank you for being here. And I'll see you next time.